another podcast with me, CD Tate. As always, I am hopeful that your day is off to an awesome or great start. Hello, and hello once again. Welcome back to another podcast with me, CD Tate. As always, I am hopeful that your day is off to an awesome, good, or even just a great start. Nevertheless, let's get into it. However, before we journey into this particular podcast, I had to simply say I had to give it a little bit of thought. And what I mean when I say I had to give it thought, it's the purpose of this particular podcast, and in a sense, that purpose that it would give to you as well. So, no matter where you at or whatever you may be doing, or should I say, if you have a moment, if you have a second, if you could just stop whatever you're doing just for that moment or that second. And I want you to simply now just and take a breath. Just in the middle of your day, right now, whatever you're doing, just take a breath. Stop. Hit the pause button. And right now, this is your time. This is your moment. This is your second to pause. So, what I'm really saying is, I wanted to take a step back. And when I think about why I wanted to begin these podcasts, and nevertheless, that reason hasn't changed. And even more so now, the reason me taking a little time away, I wanted to go back to the reason that I started this. Many a times, we start doing something, we get caught up and we get pulled on, and we start going down, should I say, paths or roads that were not the original path or the original reason that we did something. And I just wanted to take a step back and ensure that that's exactly what I was doing, that I hadn't, in a sense, got off track. And that is the reason for this, in a sense, is to think about putting yourself or getting yourself back on track. Some of us start our days and we don't even think about it anymore. But in the beginning, there was a reason, there was a purpose. So let's take this time, this moment today, and think about getting back to your reason or your purpose in your day. It shouldn't be that you're just living for any and everyone else. You should also be living for you. Always remember that you are number one. Your day couldn't be awesome or great without you. It has to have you in it. So that's why it is important for you to take care of you. And as often as I said, you have to take care of number one. And if you, what more could I say about that? Let me get on into the podcast. If you're able, as I was trying to say, take that moment, put everything on pause if you can, and I want you to close your eyes. Allow this to be a podcast that you listen to. Although some may have the ability to see it as a YouTube video, I want you to simply just listen to it. And as you close your eyes, begin to pay attention to those breaths that you're taking. The ones that are also, should I say, often taken for granted. But I want you to realize how important they are. Each breath, when you exhale, when you inhale, each breath is just that significant. Imagine if it were your last breath and you knew it. So that's just how important each breath is. You never know when your last one will be. So with that being said, let's treat them all as if they have a significant amount of importance to us. Close your eyes, as I said. Begin to inhale slowly and exhale the same. And I'm going to take you on a short journey in the midst of you doing that. And the key for you is just to listen along the way. So imagine waking up in your bed and you're peering into the dark, and you simply say, thank you. Thank you because you know that for you it is a new day. It is a new opportunity. No matter what happened yesterday, or last week, or whenever anything, may have transpired that just threw you off track. This is your new opportunity right now, this moment, today. It's a new chance. You are alive, you're breathing. Now take this moment and begin to experience each breath, to feel the air, the oxygen as it begins to go through your nose and into your body. Your lungs begin to feel, your chest begins to rise, and each breath is an experience. And the same as it begins to, you begin to exhale, your chest begins to drop, your lungs begin to now go back to a resting size, and the oxygen is now coming out of your body. And that's something to think about within itself. The air that goes in as well as the air that goes out. As I talked about earlier, imagine if you breathe out and it was your last one. However, I am hopeful that it is not. And as your eyes may be closed, you get to continue to listen to this podcast. Now, you find yourself rising to a sitting position, and you place your feet on the floor. You may look around the room in the dark. You may look at the clock to see the time, and you begin to think about how you want your day to be. This is your pivotal moment right now. Because oftentimes people get up and they think about the day that is planned, the day that they know they just have to get up and go into. I know I gotta go to work. Let me go brush my teeth. Let me go comb my hair. Let me go shower, or whatever it is I do in my daily routine. But this is why I'm asking you to pause for a moment. Just stop just for a second and think about you. What is it that you need in this day? What is it that you may want in this day? You. Take that second and think about it. How do you want your day to be? Do you want it to be good? Would you prefer it to be great? Would you even take awesome? But again, how do you want your day to be? As I said, this is that pivotal moment. This is where you begin to really think, not just about what you are going to do, but what you can do. Now slowly go ahead and step up or rise to your feet. And as you're doing this, this is you taking control of your day. You're beginning to start your day. Instead of being someone in captivity, you understand, captive to the pulls and the needs and the stressors in every day, you, in a sense, now are taking charge, and you're going to begin to look at each and every one of those stressors in your day, because this day is going to be what you want it to be. Even if it were an extra step to take note of, you say, for instance, you begin to write them down, the stressors and the many things that are in your day. Sometimes we just continue to go through our day and we never think about how much we do for everyone else and how little we do for ourselves. Well, I'm saying take a moment to do that. Even if you, after writing them down, you begin to prioritize them in order of importance to you, but most importantly, in the order that they need to be attacked, resolved, or worked out. Now, focus on what you can resolve, the quickest, the easiest, or even the fastest. And, put it within a perspective of time. When can I do this, or when will I do this? Now, as you're sitting there and you have those things, you note again, take that breath once more. And at this point, consider that to be a small accomplishment and just celebrate it. Because this is you taking control of your day. This is you when you begin to take control of your life. You begin to look at all those things, you understand, that make up your day. However, you began to take control of them and, should I say, execute them in the way that you want them executed, because you have to consider you as well. You do all of these things, you take them one by one, and you do the cycle again. After you write them down, there could be one thing, there could be two or three things. And again, one by one, and repeat the cycle, you understand. If you have a problem or situation, things you feel that are beyond your control, that are just too much, you got to realize they don't just fade away. Sometimes we want things to fade away. You know, like when the bill collector calls, you want him to fade away. When that bill comes in the mail, sometimes you want it to fade away. The point of it is, things do not go away often unless you resolve them. You take action, you take care of them. And again, if you have something that's beyond you, it's always good to have help. Take a look at those people that you have around you. Take a look at your environment and see if these are people you understand that you can talk to when you have a difficult situation or a stressful day or a moment and you just want someone to talk to. However, always remember that it's good to have you, but nevertheless, it's awesome to have someone else. But again, look at the people you have around you. Look to see if they are a part of what, pulls and takes out of you and takes away from your day. Or see if they feed into you and they add unto the person you are. Also keep in mind that no matter what, always look around just to see if any of those people can help you. If not, you might need to change the circle. You might need to change the environment. Look for things in life that are going to build you up and not deplete you and take so much out of you. It's also important to, again, make sure that your surrounding is good for you. Pay attention to your moods. And if nothing else, pay attention to your contentment, your happiness. And don't always look for these things on the outside. You always start looking inside. And when you find yourself in these situations or these mood swings, ask yourself, why? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I not necessarily content or happy? Why? Take a look inside, because you see everything that is outside, but sometimes you have to find out what it may be in you. Most importantly, get to know you better than anyone else. I'll say that part again. Get to know you better than anyone else. Life is infinite, not for you or I. However, it continues. It's just that repetitive cycle that seems just to go on. And you understand, when it ends for one person, it could be the beginning for another. And when it ends for that person, you understand it is the beginning of another. And again, it's a cycle, you see. And what you should do, if nothing else, is to make the best of the time that you have each and every day, each and every opportunity. Make the best of them. As I've said in one podcast or another, every minute, every hour, every second counts. Now open your eyes and take another breath, and remember to protect your mind, to protect your heart, to protect your body. That is my time today. So until the next one, and remember to breathe.